life in general. So it has gotten to the point where mechanics are quitting. That's right, you heard it. Mechanics are quitting. And I myself, as a young lad, I used to work at a Pontiac dealership, and I used to pull cars into the stall. But in passing, I should kind of hear the frustrations from the mechanics, man, especially on warranty work in the time that they have to complete a job. I got a few different clips. Check these out, and I'll come back at the end with my commentary.
Alright guys, loading up on my stuff. There's a lot of things that I'm really upset about with the Jaguar dealership that I'm at. Turns out the exotic cars were not as profitable as I thought they would be, and that's okay. It's fine. So I'm going to go back to one of the brands that I know that I can make money at, and I got a really good offer. I'm going to go ahead and just pursue that because I've decided that this year is going to be about money. I'm not going to settle for anything less, and if I get anything less, then I'm leaving. So this is what we're doing. I will post a Toolbox Friday pick tomorrow, or video, we'll see, and maybe go into depth a little bit more about the circumstances. But until then, I'll talk to you later.
Well, I've moved my toolbox to the door. I'm waiting on the flatbed. We gone.
This is why people don't want to be technicians anymore, and they're tired of this. You gotta do all this. You gotta take all this shit out. You gotta take all that shit out, just so you can. Change the one little bolt right there on the bottom. You gotta do all that just so you can change one fucking bolt right there. This thing. That car.
Now, if the technician takes it out in 3 hours, he still gets paid for the full 6.5. But if it takes him 8 hours to get this axle out, let's say it's rusted, it's crappy, whatever else, unfortunately, he's still only gonna get paid the 6 hours. Now, typically, this is usually a great way for mechanics to make a lot of money. Back in the day, I remember doing like head gasket jobs, getting like 13, 14 hours and knocking it out in a little less than a day. And that was a great thing. And so you're making all this extra money. But now cars are becoming so insanely electrical. The diagnosis is what kills everything. So even like this car, I'm gonna show you over here. This is a G-Wagon we're taking apart, and it literally has 7 computers back here to control the navigation, the stereo system, the self-leveling system, all kinds of crazy stuff. But just imagine if you have a short and you have literally 3 pounds of spaghetti to double check and go through. How do you know which one's wrong, which one's bad? And most times they only pay you maybe a half hour or an hour for diag. That's not enough. So technicians are racking their brains, spending hours upon hours to fix this stuff, and then they're not being compensated. On top of that, you're paying for experience. It used to kill me when people would come in and we would like charge them for an hour and we'd fix their car in 20 minutes. They're like, that's not fair. You fixed my car in 20 minutes. I'm like, yeah, I've done hundreds of these repairs. Let's say it's some sort of electrical short or a loose ground on some of these Ford F-250s. It's a normal thing. We've spent, tons of time researching it, digging into it, repairing these things. So now we have it down to a fine science.
I just put my 2 weeks notice in. I've been a Ford transmission tech for 12 years now. I've been a senior master tech since 2018. This industry has changed a lot in the last 10 years. If you're a dealership mechanic, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I will always have the utmost respect for my fellow mechanics in this industry, and I will definitely miss the fun we have here in the shop. I'm very thankful that my dealership is letting me work these last 2 weeks so I can get everything in order for what I'm getting ready to do. But with that being said, I'm ready for a change. I am going all in on my real estate business and my side hustles. Real estate has opened up so many doors for me, and I'm ready to take it to the next level. So, a lot of people are asking me, are you scared? Are you nervous? And the truth is, I am absolutely terrified. A good friend told me, he's like, man, if you're not terrified, then you're probably not the right decision. So to all of my friends, family, people who've supported me, people following me on here, I love you guys. I hope you'll still follow me, and we'll see where the journey takes me.
Here's the reason why I left being a car mechanic and just quit the trades completely. Number one, the time. I used to work 60 hours a week. I used to commute 2 hours a day in total there and back. And when I got home, it was around dinner time, and basically I had an hour or two with my family, then I did it all over again the next day. Number two, I feel like car mechanics or auto technicians, because we actually diagnose the problem and not just change parts. We diagnose the problem and make sure it's done right. Well, if you're a good mechanic, that's what you do. We are just underpaid compared to every other single trade, even though that we are doing every single other trade in one thing. We're electricians, we're plumbers, we're HVAC people, and the list goes on. And now this is a real reason why I quit the car mechanic thing. I looked at how my life would be. I would work 60 hours a week for the next 40 years, retire at 65. I was just like, there must be more to this. There better be more to life than just working your butt off until you're 65. And this is why I learned another high income skill set where I don't have to trade my time for money anymore.
For my last video, a comment showed up from a guy named Mike. Said he'd spent 11 years as a Ford Senior Master Tech at a dealership outside of Houston, Diesel Specialty, certified in everything the Blue Oval offers. And last March, and get this, he didn't just leave. He walked away from the Bay, sold his Snap-on box on Facebook Marketplace for pennies on the dollar, and started an HVAC apprenticeship. 11 years of expertise gone. 6 months later, he was out earning his best year as a mechanic, with no tool payments, no flat rate games, and no check engine lights haunting his dreams. I read that comment 3 times. Then I read the 40 other comments saying the exact same thing, because Mike isn't an outlier. He's the pattern. In my last video, I talked about why 90% of service bays are sitting empty. But, and this is what kept bugging me, the real question isn't why are bays empty. It's where did the people go? Today, we're following the trail, using your stories, the federal data, and the math that explains why almost none of them are coming back. The industry calls this a labor shortage, but you called it what it really is in the comments. A mass exodus. Every year, 76,000 techs leave or retire. Trade schools only graduate 39,000. That's a 37,000 person gap that compounds every single year. Even Ford's CEO, Jim Farley, admits they have 5,000 open slots they can't fill, at salaries reaching $120,000. But that $120,000 is a ceiling most will never touch. The median, $49,670, and that number is actually dropping. When a CEO says he can't find people, what he means is he can't find people willing to accept the terms that start on day one. Day one as a mechanic. Before you've turned a single bolt, you're already in the hole. A basic tool set runs $8,000 to $11,000, and that goes on a Snap-on or Matco credit account at rates that make credit cards look reasonable. The truck shows up every week. Every week you're paying for the privilege of clocking in. One of you put it perfectly. Your toolbox shouldn't cost more than your mortgage, but mine did.
What's up, TikTok family? This is gonna be very familiar to any auto mechanics out there, because I'm sure all of us have done this time and time again. As I sit here in my truck, bed loaded full of tools, in totes, cab, shit all in it. You know, I sit here and think about all the years that I've spent learning this trade, working on cars, schooling myself, doing everything necessary to make myself more efficient, to make myself a better employee. All the improvements in the world that we're expected to do, sometimes required to do just to have the job. But the industry just gets worse. And you know, the guy that I work for is a good dude. Very good dude. Got a good head on his shoulders, has the right mindset, puts money in the right place when it comes to the business. Anything we needed, he got. That doesn't fix the industry. The industry is shit. It's been shit, and it's been getting worse by the year.
And there you have it. You have a few different perspectives on why mechanics are quitting. And like I said earlier in the video, I worked at a dealership and I saw the frustration on a lot of those mechanics face, you know, just doing various different jobs. Sometimes if they did warranty work, you know, they got paid little or nothing, or it was the expectation to complete a particular job, or sometimes an even difficult job in a short amount of time, and it is insane. So if you're a mechanic, leave a comment down below if you have been experiencing this, or if you've seen some of your colleagues, you know, just had enough, and you know, they pretty much changed jobs and just went into another field. All right, y'all, I appreciate y'all hearing what I gotta say, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.